congratulations with everything.
Wow, thank you.
Congrats.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
thank you so
congrats.
much.
What I'm just gonna get straight into it. Why do
Okay,
you
let's
think
dive in.
yeah, why do you think it's important to showcase black superheroes?
Why is it important? It has to do, for me, I think it stems from a place of identity. We, growing up as kids, growing up as fans and an audience, we identify with those that are emulated on screen. That's where we see this whole umbrella of what fame looks like. Because growing up, we're given that as stuff that we're watching, and as a black man, as a black kid growing up, I always my my superheroes that I looked up to, well, for one, Batman. He was huge to me. But then, oddly enough, it was also John Stewart, who was Green Lantern. But then Meteor Man, Meteor Man was a huge one for me that I looked up to. So as a black man, and just as any man, and for women as well, from whichever demographic that individuals are coming from, they need to see that, we say it all the time, representation.
Can you tell us a little bit about your character Khalil, aka Painkiller? I thought because I binge watched last weekend, and I thought your character was just very interesting. You have a
Yeah.
So can you just talk to us a little bit about that, and also what we can expect from season 4 of Black Lightning?
Right. Okay. So Painkiller and Khalil, two complete different individuals. What I love about it, or about both of the characters, I would say that it reminds me of the Indian proverb, the Native American proverb of there being two wolves, one good, one evil, or bad. And, we also find this in Asian culture, where you see yin and yang in Chinese teachings as well. So you can't have one without the other. And with Khalil and with Painkiller, we have the physical embodiment of two different sides, of yin and yang, of the good wolf, of the bad wolf. And for me, it's one of those things, back to identity. You realize that even though you may want to emulate a certain way about yourself, there is the other side of you that is something that you have to come to terms with, come to grips with, because it's also a full embodiment of who you are. Nobody's perfect, and for me, being able to play these two different roles, for one, it's a challenge, and it's a great challenge to have. But
I was gonna say, how do you even tap into? Because you just seem like such a nice person. Mm-hmm. How do you even tap into that Painkiller? Because you just seem so mean sometimes.
Well, you know what? You got to give that up to the writing as well. You got to give that. Yeah. That's the beauty of television and film, cinema. It's a team effort. I just got done. I've been rereading the episode. We'll just call it the episode, which has just been a huge blessing, and I'm so excited about it because Salim, he's really trying to go there, especially for the Black community. As a Black man, he's trying to show, the struggles that we deal with.
Shout out to him and Mara, just period.
Right.
Mara is my idol. I literally love her and look up to her. So shout out to both of them being married. Shout out
to the both of them, and look at what she's doing with Netflix, right?
Yes. She is my idol. She's been putting Black women on, and shout out to him for everything that he's doing, and them just putting the Black community on right now.
And that's, it's funny you say that, because, they are definitely a dynamic powerhouse, where what I love seeing about them is the same thing I see with my parents. Two strong Black individuals thriving in what they do, but their first commitment is to their family and each other. So, and we just see how that bleeds into their work, their body of work. And if you ever get a chance to just just watch the two of them together and everything. It's like iron sharpening iron. I mean, it's so much that you learn. So much.
I just love them so much.
Mm-hmm.
I just love them. Yeah. So shout out to Salim though, because he's killing it. He's killing it right now with Black.
Yeah, man. And I mean, like this we're definitely going there with this character. Just really trying to stretch, really trying to just dig deep, dive in. And you know, the other piece to this as well is Charles Holland, who is also one of the other writers as well. And you know, he served in the military, and one of the things that he was just telling me a lot of that he was dealing with, which we're also applying to Painkiller specifically, as well as Khalil, is post-traumatic stress, PTSD, you know. And so that's a lot of stuff, because I mean, you binge watched, there's a lot of stuff that Khalil has to get over. There's a lot of stuff that Painkiller also has to get over, so that the two of them can live together and actually work with one another in order to reach whatever goal it is that they have to.
And really, that's like, that could be for the Black community in general, because I was just watching a sermon yesterday with Bishop Jakes, like he was talking about trauma. And I feel like our community, we all have some type of trauma, even if it's being passed down. So that can speak to that as well. And if I can just, you know, jump off of what you just said, I would also say that part of that trauma is being able to get to a point where we can talk about it, where we can actually, especially for Black men, where we can have somebody to actually open up to and just express ourselves about certain things that are an issue or are a problem, and not feel bad about it, you know. But it is definitely something that we are not overlooking. Yeah, that's good. And I just feel like just Black people in general should seek therapy. I just started therapy probably back in like October, and it's been a huge blessing to help me get through some trauma as well. So I'm excited.
Hey man, I'm so happy for you. I'm happy for you.
Yeah. Thank you. And I'm excited to see the development of Khalil, aka Painkiller. And it was just announced that you're doing a pilot for your own spinoff show. Yes. Congratulations. That is so major. It's not a lot of Black people.
All glory be to God.
Amen.
I mean, because it's never in my career did I ever picture this, you know. And it's it's just one of those things where I can't take any credit whatsoever. I just give it up to the team, everybody that's been a part of the journey. I love my crew. I love everybody. I'm so grateful for them. And yeah, man, you know, and we just step into this new chapter and see wherever it goes, you know. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I am.
Have you guys already started shooting for it? Like, what can you tell us? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, I don't know exactly what I can tell you, so you're not gonna get me in trouble, all right? we're not gonna do that. But what I can say is we actually are starting to go into production this week with it. So yeah. And oh my God, it's so crazy being able to walk the stages and see the sets that are being built. I mean, shout out to the construction crew there. I mean, because they are putting in that work. And especially, you know, given the climate of everything now with Corona and everything and how we all have to be careful. I just, you know, huge shout out to even our Corona officers, shout out to the production team, just having to navigate through everything. I mean, it's been a toll, but they have stepped up, and it just makes me want to step up even more, you know, just because, you know, it's like I said, it's going back to playing a sport. It's going back to that team mentality.
That's so exciting. Are you excited? Are you nervous? Like,
not at all. I'm not excited whatsoever. No, right? Why? Okay, maybe a little bit. No.
Are you nervous?
Nervous? I wouldn't say I'm nervous. I would say, you know what it was? Okay, so it was back in March, I believe, when Salim gave me the call, and he told me that he had pitched the idea to CW. and that they came back and they gave us the green light to go ahead and do the spinoff. Um, at that time, I was building a I was building a porch, a wraparound porch with one of my friends over at my place, which that alone was a lesson in of itself, right?
Why was that a lesson?
Well, I mean, like just the whole process of just the measurements, the whole like aspect of carpentry. I'm so grateful for my friend. He's actually the stunt double of Black Lightning, Eric Banda. And you know, he just took me under his wing while he was teaching me how to everything that we were going to be doing and everything while we were building this wraparound deck. And in that lesson, you learn patience, you learn diligence. I mean, diligence is a huge word that I've just clung to. You learn a lot about yourself. I learned how I like to cut corners sometimes, and no, you can't do that. But in that process, it's really the journey by going through that. Seeing the end results and everything was absolutely amazing, and it's fulfilling. But that journey of it is where you learn a lot about yourself. So when you ask me if I'm nervous about it, I wouldn't say that it was necessarily nerves. It was more so a matter of seeing the reality of the responsibility that came with it. And again, I have to liken it back to sports because that's the thing that helped me ground myself and not get overwhelmed by everything else that comes with it. My pops, he always said it the best, he said, just like you out on the field and you leave it on the field, do the same thing here. And my dad, he's a director, photographer. So I've been blessed to grow up on stages and see and learn and really appreciate the crew. Because for me, we do it for the fans. Absolutely. Do it for the fans, especially the kids. But day in and day out, my crew is who I see. My crew is there who's before me. My crew is there after me, from the Teamsters to the janitors to the construction workers. Everybody is putting their best foot forward. So instead of being nervous, it's more of a fire that's been lit underneath my ass, to be honest, to just get out there, leave it on the field, and just have a blast, have fun doing it.
How did the pandemic affect you at all?
Yeah.
It did?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think, it was 2020, what a year. Oof. I feel like that's gonna go down as like the year that nobody wants to talk about. Like the year that
it was actually my best year.
Oh, well then go ahead, talk on it.
It was my best year. But yeah, no, go ahead.
No, I mean, like it wasn't a bad year for me individually. I mean, for me, 2020 was a lot of introspective work. And that's why I like to, compare that or have that juxtaposed with me building the wraparound porch. And because that work that I was doing on my home, the work that I was doing there, that was equated to the work that God was doing on myself. That was to the different things that I was really realizing about myself. My selfishness. It's a lot. I'm not gonna go into all details, but yeah, I mean, like it was a year to really get to the core of like who are you trying to be, and when you're done trying to be that person, who are you ready to step into who you are,
Right. That's why it was so amazing.
Yeah.
Because you got to do,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. I'm on a self-love journey. So 2020 allowed me to get away from all the distractions and allowed me to get away from everyone and to really focus on God and myself. Exactly. And to do the healing and the work that I need to do. So 2020 was my best year.
You know what, and you're right in that regards. Absolutely. And it was a great year. It was a phenomenal. It was, you know what it is? It's a year of harvesting. It really seems like either for some it's going to be a year of, you know, toiling and, you know, getting to that good root and ground, that good soft soil. I'm making an analogy to gardening. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's what I know. That's what I do. I love. Yeah, sorry. But and you know, for some, you know, that for some it was that type of year. For others, it was a year of harvesting and seeing, you know, the fruits of their labor. And yeah, you know, I think for myself, you know, that's one of the things that I was definitely going through and realizing. Didn't work. Didn't do a lick of work, but you know what? Hey, that's fine. You know,
But
I'm excited about working now. So I mean,
yes, and you still blessed. What do you want your legacy to be?
So yeah, I mean, my legacy, you know, I think what God is doing is he uses the vehicle of the body of work that I've done and will continue to do. But I always go back to John 3:30 and I just think of he must increase and I must decrease. Meaning, you know, because if at the end of the day, I just give people entertainment or you know, a cool movie or whatever, but if I don't give them anything of substance, or if I don't point them to the source of what love is, then long before y'all know it, I'm gonna be gone, you know, and you know, I mean, why not give you guys something that's eternal, you know, instead of something that's just here on earth that, I mean, is going to pass away from time to time. So I think, yeah, the legacy embodied up in one word or two words would be Jesus and love. That's what I want my legacy to be.
Well, I am rooting for you. I'm honored and blessed the fact that I'm interviewing you right now, because I'm so excited for Black and Lightning to return, and then also for your own show. That is just so major. I will continue to keep you uplifted in prayer. And
yes, thank you.
Yes, and I'm just excited for you.
And I can't wait for us to do more interviews together.
Lord willing, please, God.
Don't happen, Mom.